Hello, everybody. It's finally, on the deadline day, time to reveal my 2025 YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame ballot. Why did I wait so long to do this? Because it's incredibly difficult. For those of you that vote, you understand the process, but I'm sure you can identify with me in understanding it's tough to do. One trick I've taught myself is I keep a private playlist that says HOF question mark. And throughout the year, or even some carry over from previous years, I save videos off to it for people that qualify and that I think might be good candidates next time voting rolls around. When I went to review the folder, when Jake uploaded the video on the 17th, I found there was 23 names in it. All people, and I'm only putting people in there that were eligible. So these are all eligible people. I had to pare down to 10. If I comment on your videos, I watch them. If I didn't nominate you, I still like you, of course. But I had to pick somebody, and I went with people that I believe will still be around a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. They make content regularly. They engage, they respond to comments. They are community members. And I don't want to vote for someone that's going to disappear in a month because they got a patch in the mail. So that being said, I want to thank Jake, before we go any further, for being such a great curator of this Hall of Fame, and for Mike for starting it. It's important to remember this is supposed to be fun, and it is to those of us that are right-minded about it. If you feel like you get upset when you don't get voted for, or you're embittered because you don't have enough friends, I don't know, make different content or just get over it. But either way, here's my votes. I would like to thank people who are voting for yours truly. It's really an honor, and you never get over the little thrill of hearing your name and the compliments, no matter how many times that you hear it, whether it's 1 or 40 or whatever. I appreciate everyone's support, and I don't know what the future holds, but I can tell you I am interested in being elected, and I would be honored to be a member. But at the same time, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere, and I appreciate everyone for supporting the channel. These are in no order. I just randomly stuck them up here, and I even shuffled some around, some of these tabs, because I was looking for cards to go to complement these channels. And so I will be showing some cards while I'm doing this. So the first one, now I've always said, I said these aren't in order of favorite or anything like that. But that's probably a little bit of a lie, because I think Mike, the Vintage Composer, is my favorite channel on YouTube. There's something about his editing style, his narration, his knowledge, his presentation, his demeanor, his collecting, really everything. And I've said, going back in my nomination videos, I think 2 or 3 years ago, the first time I nominated him, is like, this is what I sort of want my channel to become, or at least gravitate toward. And my very last upload, the Bad News Bears upload, was really my first attempt at that. I did do 2 years ago when I did Harvey Haddock's month. Those videos were sort of edited in that style too, but particularly the last upload, I have a lot to learn. It was fun, And not every video is going to be a documentary style, but for the ones that are, I'm patterning myself after Vintage Composer. So, of course, for Vintage Composer, I had to grab a Robin Yount card. It took me way too long to get my first Robin Yount autograph. It wasn't till I think September when I got this 2003 SP Authentic Robin Yount, and I'm very happy to have it in my collection. It stays on my wall in my Hall of Fame collection. Number 2, Sammy Thunder. Um, Everyone knows who Sammy Thunder is. I don't know. Well, he's live right now, for crying out loud. Great community member. He just makes connections with everybody. Got to meet him at the National a couple years ago. And there he is with Junk Wax Hero and myself. And then, of course, I saw him again in 2024. One thing I appreciate about his videos, I love the show videos. And I put those on my big TV. And then I stand about 3 feet from my TV. My wife thinks I'm going blind. But really, I'm looking at the price tags on all those cards, and I'm dreaming that I was there and what I would look at, and oh, I would buy that one, and I wish I could look at that closer. And I think that's why show videos are so popular. It's like we're living through you. And Sammy does a great job. Not everyone's really good at showing cases, but there's usually no horrible glare, and he moves slow enough. That's very important, people. If you're showing cases at a show, you got to move slow enough so that we can see the prices and see the card. If you're going fast, it's totally worthless. But for Sammy, naturally, I would grab a Willie Mays. This was one of my very favorite acquisitions from last year. I think it was number 2 on my vintage countdown. And it's certainly not a transagram or a Hires root beer or anything like that. But love this 55 Bowman. He's still in New York. He's got a big smile on his face. And if you're my age, your grandparents had a TV just like that. So a little nostalgia there, even more so. Up next, Shane. I bookmarked Shane's channel for the Hall of Fame 2 years ago because I could see the knowledge that he has about the hobby, the collection, the different avenues he goes down to build this collection. And it almost seems like there's nothing Shane doesn't like, which I appreciate. I think I'm sort of the same way. When he did his nomination video, I like what he said about me. He had said something like, his name is Eddie's Cardboard Chaos. And even though he goes in a lot of directions, it's not chaotic because he's still focused within those directions. It was something like that, Shane. I forget exactly what you said. But you nailed me. You got it. That's exactly it. Is yeah, my brain's chaotic. My card room here is chaotic. There's piles everywhere. But I know what I want. I'm patient and I go after it. And I think you're the same way. Uh, Shane, I just appreciate your knowledge of the sport. I know you wrote a blog for years, 2 inches a week for what was it, 8 years or something. So Shane might be the most knowledgeable overall YouTuber on the platform. And I like pink refractors, but Shane's a purple man. So I don't know if he has just Miguel Cabrera in his Grimace Z Folio, but I thought I would use this card to sort of show off to Shane a little bit. Got that out of the dollar box. I've always said a Hall of Fame refractor for $1. I'll always do it. Dylan. Some of these people are getting so many votes. I, I don't know that I need to make a big speech, but we all know Dylan. We all know he might be the most passionate dude around. Friendly. Um, I had the honor of sitting right there. Oh, right there, and chatting with Dylan, and he was a great host, and he's a great guy. Texts fairly regularly. He's a big fan of my driving videos. Those are gaining some traction, so look for more of those. I don't want to abuse them too much. I don't want every video to be a driving video, but I got stuff to say that I don't always want to be sitting at a chair to do it. And I drive an hour every day just to get to and from work. So for Dylan, I thought I would show him one of his old cards, which I am proud to own. I don't mind a little bit of off-centering. I think this Al K line, this 68K line, is beautiful. And I got that from Dylan in a collector's box from, I forget what the outfit was called. I still have the box too. I'm blanking on it. But it was like a repack kind of thing. And he did a repack break for Dylan. And the chase was the mantle. I never heard who got the mantle. But I got this K line, and it has not left my wall since I got it. Dylan, you're going in, man. You're like on 90+% of the ballots. Same with this next guy, Junk Wax Hero. You saw him earlier. Met him first at the 2022 National and again at the 2024 National. Just a machine of content. I mean, multiple uploads every week. I love my Sunday news. I call it the news. I get up a little bit early. Before I get ready for church, I pour coffee. I tell my wife I'm watching the news, and I put it on my big TV. And she knows the news now means Mike's clearing his tabs, clearing the bases. Sunday news, and the thing I appreciate about Mike and really everyone that I nominated is he's also a collector. So he's not just breaking hobby news, but he has great collection and great insight. And he also is very purposeful about what he gets because he, like me, has gone away from getting stuff just to get it. And now you're spending, at least 3 digits on most things. And you're forced to be more purposeful if you're not a rich man. Um, Mike sent me this Harvey Haddock's autograph in the mail probably 2 years ago. I guess he found it at his show. And that has also permanently been on my wall. And I even got put it in a Mag Pro, gave it its own label, and put right there, gift from Junk Wax Hero. And I appreciate that, Mike. Anytime someone sends me something, I take care of it. And usually I mark it to remember who gave it to me. T. Sean Shannon, I always felt should get more recognition. Funniest dude around, like by a lot. And I love his presentation style. His cards are all beat up and well loved, and he throws them onto this wood slab. And then when he goes to transition, he must hit them with like a blast of compressed air or something because they fly off. And of course, his commentary is hilarious. And I love his baseball card theater. Painted on Hats is my favorite. Painted on Hats. And I just watched a couple days ago the his second annual Hall of Fame, and in there, which you can't see on the thumbnail, maybe somewhere, but is this Don Mossy, and I'm proud that I own it. I own a Hall of Fame baseball card from what I consider a Hall of Fame sports card channel. Up next, Iconic Al. Al is another very purposeful collector. He doesn't need to get everything of every great player. He picks and chooses what makes sense for his collection, what would look good together, and he knows exactly what he wants. He went to the National with a 3 autograph checklist, knowing he would get one, and he snatched it up, and it's a beautiful Cy Young, and that's how he collects. And I first met Al at the 2022 National Atlantic City at the get together. I'm like, who's this tall guy in a Pirates hat? And he introduces himself. Iconic Baseball. I pulled him up. I subscribed to him. And if I've missed any videos, it can't be more than maybe 5 because the countdown was fun. and I love seeing your projects. And at that very first national, the national that I met him in Atlantic City, I told him a little bit. This is right after our first conversation. I told him about what I was looking for, and that was the Honus Wagner, the 49 Leaf. And being a Pittsburgh guy, his eyes lit up, and he pulled up his on his phone, and we just talked about this card. And I was looking for it in Atlantic City, and I literally did not see one. And thankfully, in 2024, I was able to get it in Cleveland. And so there's no reason I would pick any other card but this one to show with my nomination of Al. Al, keep being awesome. We love your channel. We love you. And I'm happy to nominate you. Also, my very first national, I'm at Mike Hitman 23, and I'm there no more than 20 minutes. And I spot a couple people I know, and I thought I kind of recognized Mike. I wasn't sure though. But I'm wearing some kind of Seattle shirt, and you're a Seattle guy? Yeah, yeah. Pulls out, hey, this isn't much, but pulls out of a box a Steve Largent 79 tops in a slab. Hey, here you go. Just it's not much, but here you go. I'm like, well, it's much to me because you're just giving this card to a dude you don't know. But subscribe to him on the spot. Um, since then, saw him at 2024 National. About took my head off with a hug, which was great. He warned me he was going to do it, so I was happy to get the bro hug, and love his enthusiasm and the different directions he goes with his collection. The one franchise stuff and the odd collection. There's a guy blowing a bubble. Here's a guy that's totally horizontal in the air. And I don't know that there's a sub collection for giant equipment, but I imagine there is. So here's this Mickey Hatcher, the 86 Fleer, and that is dedicated to Mike. Mike, keep up the great work. Happy to vote for you again, and hope to see you at 2025 in Chicago. Speaking of Chicago, we got a Chicago guy. This guy is like Mr. YouTube community. I mean, the amount of work that goes into that advent, I cannot imagine. Now, I will say this, Doug. Well, first off, I had Coconut Kenny's a couple days ago. Still really good. And we're still going next time you're in Western Washington. But what I was going to say is I need you to spread out your videos through the rest of the year. I was kind of on the fence about this because here you have all this great Advent stuff. Then look, okay, 3 months ago, oh, that's fine. And then there's a huge gap. And I know you got a family, that's fine. But you're just squeaking by this year, buddy. We need, hey, maybe a July video. Is that a crazy idea? And of course, for him, I pulled a Daryl Strawberry collection. Huge Daryl fan. And Stadium Club here is a Dodger. And yeah, Doug, keep it up. Just do more of it. Finally, we need a little TTM representation. And this guy's been a long friend of mine. He's a machine for TTMing. And I wanted to nominate him for the Hall of Fame. I think he deserves it. Look at this, approaching 1,000 videos. He's coming up on 6 years like me. We started around the same time. And Tony's good a guy as they come. And he sent me this Jerry Logan card to get TTM'd. And it pretty much just came back. So this is also a reveal. Got this back last week. Thank you, Tony, for the Jerry Logan card. Looks good. And congratulations on your nomination here. And please keep up the great work. We need TTMers. I know I don't do as much as I used to, but the TTM community is very important on YouTube. That's it for now. Honestly, that's as short as I could keep it because I wanted to say something about each channel and honor these great channels. Thanks for watching. Until next time, 2026 Hall of Fame. I'll probably make some some content before then. Until then, remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.